Hello there, teacher. I'm Diana Zambrano. Here is my ID card. And for today's video, I'm going to talk about the agreement and government cases in English syntax. For today, I'm going to highlight these two type of cases in one of my personal stories about my journey in learning English. Here is my story. I decided to divide my story into parts so I explain it a little bit better. I choose 4 colors to highlight these two cases. I choose red for the agreement form, green for the government form, blue for the genitive case, and purple for possessive determinators. Here I'm going to start to explain why agreement form it has to be I highlighted with red. I have to start to explain that my story is in past. So all the verbs I'm going to use, it has to be in past because it's grammatically correct. So here the verb start, my annotate in learning English start. So all the verbs I'm going to speak in the past. I was, an agreement form. I realize, an agreement form. I like, agreement form. When I was, an agreement form. When I was taking English classes, an agreement form. Because remember, I was talking in the past. Now here I have the first government form. My English teacher dictated her classes. Why is a government form? Because I have here my pronoun, my, I'm talking my, and teacher, it's the subject complement. That's because it is a government form. Here I have another agreement form, and now we can see that we have a genitive case. Why? Because it shows ownership. Okay? Because we have here the word of, that indicates ownership, advent of internet. Now we have the first possessive determiner. I was able to boost my love for English. Why? Because I'm here with the word my. I'm also showing possessiveness. I'm showing ownership about how I boost my love for English music. Now here I have another agreement form. I watch. Here I have my ear got used. Got. Why? Because here we have a verb in past, so the next verb is also has to be in past. My ear got used. Here I didn't depend. Another, I was like a baby in 5 or 4 years old stage of learning, and I didn't need grammar to understand. This is the first part of my story. I read the first part of my story, so I'm going to with the second part. And this part is the red for agreement form and purple for possessive determiners functions as a modifiers. My methodology was red for agreement form because my methodology is singular, so it has to be with a verb in a singular form but in past. So this is correct. To learn through social media and my favorite artists. All my accounts were there's an red for agreement for because account is plural, so the verb has to be also in plural. So this is grammatically correct. In English content, and I also communicated with many foreign people through these platforms. This definitely boosts my writing and comprehension skill. Here I have a possessive determiners because of the modify my. I am showing ownership because I boost my writing and comprehension skills. Communicating directly with a native English speaker is one of the best options. I never needed books to learn. As I mentioned before, my art and music, they were also a great impulse in me. I wanted to understand what they were saying. Here is in plural, so there has to be also in plural. So this is grammatically correct. There is an agreement form. Saying, so I decided to learn the second language because of them. I must admit that my self-teaching has helped me a lot. Here I show a possessive determiners, my, I'm talking about myself, my ownership, I'm showing ownership a lot, and throughout these 10 years of learning, my English is at a 90% in reading, writing, speaking, and listening. Here is another, I will highlight it, another modifier, okay, that shows ownership. My English, I'm talking about my English. Listening without a need to have been involved in any English academy. My whole process, there is another modifier. I will highlight it. My whole process was simple. Here I'm talking also my whole process. I'm talking here. It is a red agreement form. I would like to highlight it. Process, singular. The verb was. It has to be also in singular. Simply didactic, and I'm proud of that. Obviously, I want to reach 100% of my English comprehension, and I hope to do it very soon. We have to understand that learning a second language never ends when we can reach our maximum capacity. This was my explanation about the agreement and government cases in my anecdotal story about my journey in learning English.